Hello, in this video I will show you how to make this adorable looking pattern for your blankets, and it will be finger knitted. The yarn for the project is Alize Puffy Fine. One yarn skein has 14.5 meters and the color is 295. Very nice dusty pink color. I love these smaller loops. It will look very delicately for our blanket. Here you can see the scheme of the pattern. It is basically a 2-row repetition. At the bottom you can see a little equation for you to make the best stitch count. For the beginning we're gonna do a foundation chain for a nicer edge. Before starting, open a couple of loops to make the yarn tail a bit longer. Making the chain is very easy. You just need to put one loop on top of another and just push it in the middle, just like that. And again, put another on top and push it inside. Put on top and push it inside. And you are creating a very nicely braided looking chain. Continue like this until you reach your stitch count. Here I am doing just a mini version of the blanket, so I am doing only 18 stitches in total. For the first row, we will work the loops into the chain. You can see the chain stitches has a bottom and a top loop. So for us, the most important is the top loop. Here we will be working our loops from the back. So take the working yarn and from the back side, push the loop inside the chain and pull out just like that. The stitch has bottom and top loop, so you have to hold on the top loop. This is the most important for us. And you push the working loop inside just like that. We already have our 3 stitches done. So to make it easier, just move the foundation stitch a bit and pull out the new working loop like that. So continue working on top loops only until you reach the very end of the row. The last stitch of the chain might be a little tricky to find, but on the top you will find just a little loop, which is your top loop. And here make the last loop of the row. On the second row we will start working our pattern. The first stitch is just regular stitch. You push the new loop from the back and pull it out just like this. From the next stitches, we will start working on our crosses. So take the next 2 and cross them like this, left one on the top of the right. And keep it that way with your thumb. Take the new working loops and put them inside the cross stitches. Always hold your both stitches with your left thumb. And here we have our first cross done. Another one will be in an opposite direction. So take the next 2 loops and cross the right one on top of the left one, just like that. Keep it with your thumb. And again, insert new working loops in the cross stitches from the back. The first row is basically a repetition of two pairs of cross stitches, left on top of right and another right on top of the left one. And repeat like this until the very end of the row. The last stitch of the row is a regular stitch, one loop, insert from the back, and row number 1 is finished. The second row consists of regular stitches. Just insert one loop from the back and pull it out. Take one loop from the back and pull it out. Working loop from the back, insert and pull it out, and continue like this for the rest of the row. The rest of the pattern is just row 1 and 2 repetition until your desired length. Once more, I will show you how to do the row with cross stitches. So the first stitch is just regular, insert from the back and pull it out. The next two, we're gonna cross, left one on top of the right stitch. And keep it with your thumb just like that. And now insert the working loops in these stitches, keeping the cross direction. And the first crossed pair of the row is done. Now move on to next two stitches, cross them right on top of the left one, and insert the working loops from the back. And repeat these pairs until the end of the row. The last stitch of the third row is just a regular single loop stitch. We already can see that a very nice edges are forming on the sides and at the bottom. And this is how our project so far is looking. The cables are already starting to form. This is how the project is looking after 10 rows. Let's have a look at how to finish the project. We're basically creating another chain. You have to go from right side to the left. Just put one loop on top of another. Again, one loop on top of another and pull it out. Loop on top of another and pull it out. And the nice braided chain is forming already. Do like this until you reach the last stitch. You can see that our mini blanket, as I'm showing you here, is having a very nice straight edges all around it. The last step until we finish our blanket is to weave in all the yarn ends. To cut off the working yarn, just leave a couple of loops and cut them open. For easier way to finish off the project, I gonna use the hook. It's number 5. And I will go in between the stitches with the yarn end from the back side. Go like this a few times to make it secure and finish with a little knot. Do the same thing with all the yarn ends you have. To secure the ends from unraveling, I will use a lighter. The lighter will melt the yarn. Be very careful at this step. And the melted yarn will act as a glue to stick to the rest of the project. Make sure that you leave your yarn end a little longer, just about 1 centimeter long. And carefully heat it until it starts burning and quickly push it to the main project. And that's it. It's finished. Hope you are enjoying your new blanket. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel and see you in another tutorials.